Hello, eco-conscious viewers. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic, the top 5 ecological initiatives that, unfortunately, didn't go as planned. Let's learn from these efforts to build a better, more sustainable future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our content. First up, biofuels from food crops. Often referred to as first-generation biofuels, it is an important and controversial topic in the field of renewable energy and ecology. What are biofuels? Biofuels are produced from organic materials, known as biomass. They serve as an alternative to fossil fuels in powering vehicles and industries. The most common crops used for biofuel production are corn, sugarcane, soybeans, and palm oil. These are converted into ethanol or biodiesel. Unlike fossil fuels, biofuels come from renewable resources. Theoretically, biofuels have a smaller carbon footprint, as the CO2 released during combustion is offset by the CO2 absorbed by the plants during their growth. So what's the problem? The use of food crops for fuel production raised significant ethical concerns. It diverted resources away from food production, contributing to food shortages and price spikes, especially in vulnerable regions. Large-scale cultivation of these crops led to deforestation, loss of biodiversity, and water resource depletion. Converting forests and grasslands to biofuel crops releases large amounts of CO2, contributing to climate change. Some studies suggest that the energy used in growing, harvesting, and processing these crops might exceed the energy they produce. The overall environmental impact questioned the green aspect of biofuels. The story of biofuels from food crops is a complex one, with its initial promise overshadowed by ethical, environmental, and economic challenges. Next is carbon capture and storage, or CCS. This technology is one of the primary contributors to global climate change. What is CCS? CCS involves capturing CO2 emissions produced from the use of fossil fuels in electricity generation and industrial processes. CO2 is separated from other gases produced in industrial processes. The captured CO2 is then transported, usually via pipelines, to a storage site. CO2 is stored deep underground in geological formations, such as depleted oil and gas fields or deep saline aquifer formations. The primary advantage is the potential significant reduction in CO2 emissions from heavy industries and power generation. Where is the catch? One of the major challenges is the high cost associated with capturing, transporting, and storing CO2. The process of capturing and compressing CO2 is energy-intensive, potentially offsetting some benefits. There are concerns about the long-term viability and safety of underground CO2 storage, including the risk of leaks and potential environmental impacts. Scaling CCS to levels that would make a significant impact on global emissions is a significant challenge, both technologically and financially. Some critics view CCS as a way for industries to avoid reducing their reliance on fossil fuels. Rather than a comprehensive solution to climate change, CCS presents a potentially valuable tool in the fight against climate change. However, its effectiveness and viability depend on overcoming significant technological, economic, and logistical challenges. Number 3 takes us to Australia, where in the 1930s, cane toads were introduced to control cane beetles. The Australian cane toad introduction is a classic example of an ecological intervention gone wrong. The primary purpose was to control the native cane beetle population, which was damaging sugarcane crops, a vital industry in Australia. About 102 toads were initially released in the sugarcane fields of Queensland. What went wrong? Cane toads proved to be highly adaptable and prolific breeders. Their population exploded, spreading far beyond the initial release sites. Cane toads have significantly impacted local ecosystems. They are voracious eaters and compete with native species for food. Cane toads are highly toxic at all stages of their life cycle. Native Australian predators have suffered massive population declines due to poisoning after attempting to eat them. Cane toads are now considered one of the most damaging invasive species in Australia. Efforts to control or eradicate the toads have met with limited success. Their rapid breeding, adaptability, and lack of natural predators in Australia make control difficult. The cane toad saga underscores the importance of thoroughly understanding the ecological consequences of introducing a non-native species into a new environment. Large-scale hydroelectric dams, our fourth topic. While hydroelectric dams are seen as a source of renewable energy, their ecological impacts can be significant. How does it work? Hydroelectric dams convert the kinetic energy of flowing water into electricity. Compared to fossil fuels, hydroelectric power produces very low levels of greenhouse gas emissions once the dam is built. Dams can assist in flood control, irrigation, and water supply, providing multiple benefits to surrounding communities. But on the other hand, building a dam significantly alters the local ecosystem. It can change water temperature, chemical composition, flow characteristics, and sediment patterns, affecting aquatic and terrestrial life. Dams can lead to the loss of biodiversity. They often disrupt migration routes for fish and other aquatic species and can lead to the extinction of local flora and fauna. The construction of dams and flooding of vegetation can lead to significant methane emissions. Large-scale dams often require the relocation of communities living in the flood zone of the reservoir. This can lead to social and economic disruption. Flooding areas for reservoirs can submerge historical and cultural sites, leading to loss of heritage. The construction of large dams is capital-intensive, requiring significant investment and long-term financial planning. The Three Gorges Dam in China and the Belo Monte Dam in Brazil are examples where environmental and social costs have been substantial. Finally, we look at plastic bag bans. Plastic bags contribute significantly to ocean pollution, harm wildlife, and take hundreds of years to decompose. Many countries and regions around the world have implemented bans or taxes on single-use plastic bags. In some cases, these bans were enacted without providing or promoting viable, eco-friendly alternatives. In the absence of plastic bags, many consumers and retailers turn to paper bags. While paper bags are biodegradable, their production is more resource-intensive, requiring more energy and water, and contributing to deforestation. To circumvent bans that often define a single-use bag by its thickness, some retailers started offering thicker plastic bags. These bags are technically reusable, but often end up being used only once and take even longer to degrade. Without readily available alternatives, consumers found themselves inconvenienced, leading to frustration and resistance to the bans. The bans, without suitable alternatives, did little to address the larger issue of plastic waste, as they represent only a fraction of the total plastic used. These initiatives show that good intentions aren't always enough in environmental conservation. It's crucial to consider all potential impacts and alternatives. We hope this video inspires more thought-out and effective ecological efforts in the future. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Together, we can make a positive impact on our planet. See you in the next one.